thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
The role of a woman in the society is to submit. Birth control are the pills of the devil. Education is so fundamental to the development of a people. I'm murderous. Simple as that. What am I voting for? Voting will change nothing.
Tout le monde haïtien, como ye. God save the Queen.
Broadcasting live from IL Studio here in Nassau, Bahamas. Welcome to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. I'm a Justice of the Peace here within the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And of course, everybody knows that I'm a part of the Catholic Christian community. It is a cloudy day here on the island of New Providence, and I welcome all of you who are now joining Freedom March on TV and on Facebook. We are streaming live on IL Studio Facebook page, and I'm sharing it on my page, Rodney Monker. After the first break, I shall be introducing two Negro men who will be joining this great march. One will be marching in the nation's second capital, Freeport, Grand Bahama. And the other, he of course is a part of We Rise that will be participating in the Freedom March here on the island of New Providence. Today, I'm in search of a man who is reported to be the Deputy Chairman of the Bahamas Maritime Authority. I am looking for this man, and if you see him, please let me know, because I am conducting a forensic investigation into the Ministry of Transport. I shall be doing it over a series of time and dates. And so, do you know Peter John Coulondres? Peter John Lugondres. He's a man who seems to be loved by the PLP and now the FNM. I need some information because under the PLP, he was the Deputy Chairman of the Bahamas Maritime Authority. Now under the FNM, boy, I don't know what this is. He's now the chairman of the Bahamas Maritime Authority. I'm looking for him, and I'm looking for his minister. Do you know Franklin Campbell? He's a former policeman. He's the Minister of Transport, and I'm about to show you over a series of time, as the Spirit moved me, whether or not Frankie Campbell knows what he is doing. I have no problem with all the board members, but take it from me, Peter John Coulondres, who are you? And why are you so special in this business called Bahamas Maritime Authority? Let the FNM know that I'm investigating, and I call on ministers to send Frankie out with his two hands up, because it is so interesting. You mean to tell me you're creating more work for me? I gotta look at Peter John Coulondres, who the heck he is, and why is he so important in the sea? I know the reason, but I'll be right back after the break as we talk about Freedom March and the great march that is taking place. So stay with me.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker. I have two special guests, and so what I'm going to do, they're going to be with me perhaps for an hour, or if the spiritual advisor doesn't show up, 2 hours. But they're here for an hour. Before I start the show with my guests, let me do something quickly. I want to start off by giving Sandra Grant from Freeport, Grand Bahama, a shout out. Sandra, how are you? I also want to do a pre-birthday salutation to Mrs. Thelma Thompson of Chapel Street, Nassau. Her son and I, we were in the same class. Tomorrow, it will be her birthday, 100 years old. So, Miss Thompson, happy birthday today, and tomorrow, if God spare my life, I shall wish you another happy birthday. I was excited to see your grandson, Leslie Pepper Thompson. I haven't seen him in years. In the early days, I could count on him and the other brothers to march with me. And I also want to salute Mrs. Paulette Gator. Her husband introduced me to her and all the children them, as he declared that she was one of the women them, and the children them are some of the children. So I want to salute. And then, of course, I want to salute Cindy. Cindy, he said, I must just say Cindy. And to all the women them, Sam the man from Kentucky, he wishes that I salute you. So having done that, I have two special guests. They both represent citizens who are putting together groups for the upcoming Freedom March, which is scheduled for Saturday, the 2nd of February, 2017. Let me start off with the gentleman who is from Freeport, Grand Bahama, my good old friend, Kendall Colbrooks. Kendall, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you, thank you. It's so nice to be here. Beautiful studio. I'm your number one fan.
Well, I thank you. All I want to do is look at camera 3.
I hate 3.
Yeah. And then, of course, I have with me the deputy leader of We Rise. And, of course, his name is Cordero Ambrista. Cordero, how are you?
Good afternoon, Mr. Monker, and good afternoon, Bahamas. I am excellent, and it is indeed a pleasure to be sitting here before you today. And I've been following you for a while. It is awesome.
Listen, you'll stop flattering me, eh? It will get you far today. Well, let us start with Mr. Colbrook. So, Mr. Colbrook, you do reside in the nation's second city. Am I correct?
Yes, that's where I'm at, the Magic City, Freeport, Grand Bahama.
And why are you going to join this great march? What is happening in Freeport? Now, listen to me. I'm a justice of the peace. You do live in the nation's second city. You have to answer me. Yes, you do.
Yes, I do.
Tell us, what is the condition in Grand Bahama that would cause you to want to organize and to take part in a national-wide march?
There hasn't been a march that I haven't been on in the Bahamas.
Okay.
The last one I was hospitalized, so I wasn't able to attend that. And then what it turned out to be, when it turned out to be political, I see why God had me in the hospital.
Okay.
He didn't want me to be a part of a political march.
Okay.
And I'm hoping that this march is not political.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I am a politician. See, I don't lie. Whenever I march, it's political. Because my gripe with the government is political. Ain't no job, ain't no bread, They just named one man named Peter John Gulutris. And Frankie Campbell don't even know who he is, what he represents. You see where I'm coming from?
I got you.
And so it's matching. See, I ain't got time to play because it's political.
I understand.
All right? Don't be afraid of politics.
Everything is political.
Ah, you're on the right.
Everything in life is political.
Give me a bump. So, tell me the condition in Grand Bahama.
Grand Bahama, in a nutshell, is a ghost town. It's like a movie set with just waiting on actors. We have everything, the infrastructure. I mean, you talk about people ready to work, but then again, the plans and the so-called vision, it's not coming to fruition.
Wow.
We have a new administration who says that the number one thing in Grand Bahama is to get the Port Lucaya Strip up and running, to get the hotels up and running. And there were marches a year ago that I was on, and I blocked the highway, me and the team, in Freeport, where the taxi drivers were taken for granted, where a Forbes charter was taking thousands of people to those hotels.
Wow.
And then at the airport, we blocked that up also. They were taking those thousands of people to the same hotels. But we still was in the doldrum.
Wow.
So if their number one goal is to open those hotels, it's not the answer.
Are they doing anything towards it?
Well, they're in negotiations, so I'm understanding it's negotiations. But then you think about negotiation, no one is talking about things that we really should be talking about. Back in 1955, there was a negotiation made between the Hawkesbury, the Port Authority, the government, something called the Hawkesbury Creek Agreement, and to dredge the harbor. But the agreement was for there was no dollars and cents to dredge the harbor. It was a barter system. The government and the Port Authority says we need the harbor dredge. Bahama Rock said we need the substance coming out of it. That's aragonite, not knowing what's the value of it. And when I'm telling you they're making millions and millions of dollars from the aragonite that can pay off the debt and actually become a financial freedom for all Bahamians, this is a conversation they're refusing to have.
Okay.
And they still want to guide the Bahamas in the lines of tourism.
Now, they is who? You're talking about the F&M?
Both administrations.
Yeah, but in this context,
Yeah.
it is the F&M who is in charge of the country.
Yeah.
So everything we can put on them. All right? Now, let me ask, let's get Cordero in. Cordero, you're the deputy leader of We Rise Bahamas.
Indeed.
And what are some of the reasons? Why are you going to join in the march and encouraging thousands to come out?
Okay, Mr. Mountain. Good afternoon, Bahamas. Before I start off, I'd like to give a quick shout out to my mom.
Go ahead, my
Monique
brother.
Robinson. She works at Grand Lucayan Hotel, been there for 15 years.
She's in Grand Bahama.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay.
I am the eldest of 3 boys, and she grew us up as a single mother.
Okay.
So, me speaking on behalf of the young people of the Bahamas, it is indeed a privilege, and I take it with great humility. So,
This is powerful.
one of the many reasons why I want to march along with the other persons and along with you in Freedom March on September 2nd is because, 100 days has already passed, and the now government, when they were on the campaign trail, they told us that they wanted to give us free university education.
They did say so.
So, we the young people, we went out in large numbers.
You sound like an F&M who was fooled.
I am a Bahamian, sir, a
Okay.
young Bahamian at it. We went out in large numbers to the polls, so we want to know when will we get that free university education. We're looking forward to that, sir.
Okay. Look at the camera tree so the people them could see you. Go ahead.
Yes, so we're looking forward to that. So we just want the government to sit down with us and tell us when will we get this free university education. We want to know what are their plans on jobs, and just not jobs, but careers. We want to know what plans, what steps are they taking. Don't just sweet talk the young people. We don't want to hear anything about PLP, F&M, DNA. We the young people in this generation, they call us the microwave generation.
Who y'all is?
The microwave generation.
The microwave.
Yes, sir.
Look out for microwaves. Mama them say you can catch cancer. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So we are rising now in this time, and the young people will no longer be neglected by the government, by nobody in society. We're taking a stand.
Have you invited Senator Ranford Hunt? What's his name? Senator Reynard Hanfield. You know, he liked to math. Did you thought about inviting him?
We would hope that he would take a stand with us on September 2nd.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And so, Mr. Colbrook, how is employment? Are the people of Grand Bahama unemployed? Are they working? How is things happening?
Well, you might call employment something you're looking for, but when you look at people at Alukaya, Memories, for instance, we have our maids who are making $3 a room. Today, at another hotel, there are maids making $3 a room.
Is that good?
I protest, there's no gratuity, there's no insurance, nothing. They are outsourcing these jobs so that the government and the hotel can avoid paying gratuities, etc.
Really?
Yes.
That's what the F&M doing?
The PLP also.
Listen to me.
I mustn't do that on the show.
We voted the PLP out. Don't tell me what the PLP...
I got to call it like I see it.
Okay.
All right? No matter where I go, God isn't on his throne. He's in me. He could hear my very thoughts. So I got to speak the truth.
I want you to speak the truth.
So I'm telling you...
I want you to tell me what is the F&M doing. If they're doing something, say it.
Well...
If they ain't doing nothing, just tell me. That's what I'm trying to do, because this is designed...
What they're doing is...
to put pressure...
They're waiting on somebody like us to come ahead and make them do these things. For instance, if you think about the last administration, they borrowed $150 million to assist with hurricane victims.
$150 million, okay?
Also, there were donations given in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay. But they take it upon themselves to say who can obtain these benefits of the assistance from the money that they've borrowed. Mm-hmm. Now, keep in mind, in 1999, when we had Hurricane Floyd, it devastated Grand Bahama. The previous F&M administration borrowed no money because we didn't expect for the government to borrow money on the backs of the people. But if you're going to borrow the money, then we should have access to this, because every Bahamian has to pay that back. Agree?
Agree.
So how can you say because you're a business or because you have an apartment complex, you're not eligible to get it? So I had a talk with the government in Freeport, Mr. Kwesi Thompson. He's the Minister of the State.
Who you talked to?
Mr. Kwesi Thompson. I had a meeting last week, and he agreed that it made sense, that we should benefit.
Let's get this clearly now, because you see, I'm wheeling the F&M backside. What did Kwesi say?
He said it makes sense.
What made sense?
That what I was saying, that we should not be discriminated against.
Okay.
We should have access to it. So now they've changed their position.
Well, why then is Kwesi fired all them people in urban renewal? If he
well, one thing I asked him while we were in the meeting, I said, it looks like you guys got your hands filled with this department. I said, maybe the person before you did a good job. And he said, yeah, she did.
Really?
He said, yes, she was doing a good job.
Kwesi Thompson admitted.
He admitted
that Miss Reckley name?
That's all I know as Miss Reckley.
Miss Reckley.
Michelle Reckley.
He said Michelle Reckley?
She was doing a good job.
Well, why Minister trying to jail her? What this is? You see why we got to march, young man?
Yes, sir. Well, I'm marching because on the weekend, I have a talk show in Freeport.
Yes, I do.
After the talk show, we went down to a town hall meeting where they were discussing the pollution down there.
Who was holding this town?
Mr.
Was it Kwesi?
Aram Lewis, the minister for that area.
Goodness of mercy.
And I did an interview with him, and he's saying that how they're going to now meet with the BORCO and try and find out and get to the bottom of what's happening. The person who was with me, my co-partner, C. Allen Johnson, was with me. He stood up and asked, why would we need to go through this process again? We already have 3 assessments of the air, soil, and water. So why do we have to go through this assessment again? This is only time wasted. Why can't we use the same reports? Mr. Moore, the former MP for East Grand Bahama, said these words.
Which one you mean? You're talking about Big Mo?
Yes, sir.
What Big Mo say?
Big Mo said, the government hide those reports.
Goodness of mercy.
Can you believe that?
Listen, there's nothing that Big Mo say that I believe.
Well, what I'm saying to you is that right there is a can of worms, because if you think about it, PAHO says that there's every year a minimum 129 people diagnosed with cancer in Grand Bahama.
So what is the F&M doing about it?
Nothing.
But this is the people's time. They're not doing anything?
They're not doing anything.
And who is the MP?
The MP is Mr. Aram Lewis, and I think he's a great man. I think he can get the job done, but he can't use I'm a young man, and this is what he said.
He says,
I'm young and I'm
but he
new
is
at
a
this,
young man.
and I'm new at this. But what you need to do is run on the records that are and results that have already been taken.
And take it from me, he's an athlete, so he could run fast. Why are you laughing? I test him. A judge of the Supreme Court sent me to serve a summons on him. And when I arrived, and I said hard, God save the Queen, Aram Lewis, he break off run. Jump in a truck. He began to reverse. Almost knocked down a bunch of Negro people at the sports center. And as he ran, I ran behind him.
You could catch him.
And that's when I really knew and recognized that he was a good athlete, right? He ran from justice. He ran so swiftly, I couldn't catch him. You hear me? I had to snake him when he was meeting with Minister Donnie Johnson. So the F&M got to watch out, because if he was a thief, he would really escape because he could run fast. Go ahead.
But I want us to do as a public is start conversations that they're not having. I want anyone that has a smartphone right now to go online, and I want you don't go online, go on your PlayStation and download Flight Radar 24. Right now, flying over the Bahamas are hundreds of flights that we're not getting paid for. Let me take this time out to say thanks to Hannah Martin and her team. We don't pay to fly in our airspace anymore. From 1973
We're not collecting any money?
But here is this now. From 1973 to 2016, until Glennis Hannah Martin and her team negotiated, we had already spent over $1 million to fly in our own airspace.
Are we collecting any money now?
Now this administration needs to negotiate that, because
but I'm told by the PLP that they had settled a negotiation.
The negotiation is that we don't pay anymore.
That's what it is?
But what I'm saying to you is a negotiation. I mean, it's still ongoing. But now we've changed administrations. Now this administration needs now to understand that the minimum you charge an airline to fly over your airspace is $46 per mile. And there are hundreds, anyone, just Google Flight Radar 24, and you'll see how many flights over right now.
So you'll be marching?
I'm marching because I would like for the government to, the main reason is the World Trade Organization. This administration, the previous F&M administration in 2001, went to make a cession to the WTO, the World Trade Organization. That has destroyed the Caribbean. That has destroyed all developing countries, but yet we are still signing on. People are trying to get away from this. And
is the F&M trying to do the same thing?
Yes, I had an interview with Mr. Peter Turnquest 2 weeks ago. He said, we are moving full speed ahead with WTO.
Well, you're hearing a resident from Grand Bahama, Kendall Colbrook. He's spoken to Peter Turnquest. And of course, I'm looking for all the reasons why we are marching. This is Freedom March. I'll be right back after the break.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. Thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
Broadcasting live on ILTV here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker. I have two special guests. One is from Grand Bahama, where there's going to be a great Freedom March. And of course, the other guest is Cordero Ambrista. He is from We Rise, Bahamas. And Cordero, what are some of the other reasons why you and other young people ought to participate in this great march, which is set for Saturday, September the 2nd?
You know, Mr. Monker, some of the other reasons why me, along with the other young people...
Bring your mic close to your mouth.
Some of the other reasons why me, along with the thousands of young Bahamians want to come out and march on September the 2nd is because crime is a high rising problem in our society today. And reading the papers and having a young brother at the age of 17 and also another brother at the age of 11 years of age, I read in the paper where a young man got gunned down at the age of 17.
Wow.
And it hit home because I was like, I'm like, that could have been my younger sibling on the streets that got gunned down. And also, I read in the papers the young people now, they have AK-47. And I'm like, what is AK-47? How has these things gotten our street? How they got across the borders? These are the things we want the Minister of National Security to come out to us and tell us what is his plans going forward on crime. We know things doesn't get built in one day, but the young people want to know, what are your plans on these stuff? I read a press release from the Minister of National Security the other night, and upon reading it, it had no substance. So I'm baffled to know these individuals that got elected on May 10th, what are their plans going forward? What are their steps for the young people with regards to young employment? Coming from Grand Bahama and moving here, paying my own rent, paying light bill, paying for grocery, and at the same time paying for my own tuition fee. I was only able to spend one semester in the then College of the Bahamas. So me as a young...
You're studying?
Yes, sir, I was a student. So I had to drop out of college because I was not able to fulfill my...
Yeah, but you shouldn't drop out because Dr. Minasagan give you free education.
No, I dropped out before the election.
Yeah, but he still promised free education, which means you should go and see Jeff Lloyd, or we march on him, and then say to him, listen, it's the people's time. How old are you?
I'm 24 years of age.
You're 24 years old. You want to return
to the university.
To the university.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to march for the free
University of Education.
Yes. And what about employment? How has it been affecting young people in Grand Bahama? Because don't forget now, the F&M has 5 seats.
Yes, sir.
All right. When last you see your MP? Mr. Colbrook, when last have you seen your MP? Who's your MP?
Mr. Aram Lewis. I saw him on Saturday.
Aram is your... Okay, you saw him?
I saw him, but I don't need to see my MP. I need to feel him. I need to see that the cost of living across the Bahamas is coming down.
Let me go off in Haitian Creole for a second. Tout le monde haïtien. Ça you tande anglais dit. Ça you tande anglais dit. Il dit, il pave MP. C'est pas possible pour moi pour continuer pour expliquer parce que
I know that ain't good.
Monsieur, what is the name of the Minister of Transport? Monsieur Frankie Campbell. He say, what kind of Haitian is Frankie? Monsieur Frankie Campbell say half-breed là. Okay. So, spiritual advisor, pa di sa ou chita lè ti gason yo ale wap vini pou pale ak ma. So, these 2 brothers, both of them hailed from Grand Bahama, but one is currently living in the capital, Cordero. So, Cordero, what forced you to come to Nassau?
Well, what forced me to come to New Providence is I wanted to take up meteorology at the College of the Bahamas, which is now the University of the Bahamas. And eventually I would have had to move because they don't offer as much courses in Grand Bahama. So I would have had to move in to New Providence to take up the given courses.
Okay.
So, and moving on with regards to unemployment, and I want to thank the former administration for implementing the National Training Agency, because I'm a part of National Training Agency now, and I'm afforded the opportunity to take up a course, whereas when I'm done, I get the certificate and I could join the workforce and not only get a job, but create a career for myself moving forward.
This is powerful. So, Kendall, have you determine exactly where in Grand Bahama y'all will assemble?
I say the International Bazaar.
The International
Yep.
Bazaar.
Yep. We want to, that'll be our starting point because the International Bazaar has gone down from 2004. And thousands of jobs have been lost. And we've been hearing promises about the International Bazaar. We want to send a clear message that we want action, enough talk. And this is why the movement is called the Enough Movement.
The Enough Movement.
Yes.
This is powerful, meaning that you all have enough.
Had enough.
Had
We've had
enough.
enough of the conversations that are being had behind closed doors, and we're not a part of it.
Now,
in 1969, Sir Lyndon said, Grand Bahama is like a city without a soul.
wow. Have you all found your soul yet?
We have no soul.
Even though you got Iram. No soul?
No soul.
What about Michael?
No, definitely no soul.
What about, who's the other Negroes that were elected?
Pakisha.
Pakisha has lots of soul.
I love that woman, yeah.
Yeah, she got plenty of soul.
Yeah.
What about Peter?
Now, Peter, he lost as a bat.
Seriously?
Lost.
So that's another
Peter
reason why.
Turnquist said, we're moving full speed ahead with WTO.
Wow.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, the fun and jokes we need to put it aside. Listen, there's a man in the Bible. You like the Bible talk, Mr. Spiritual Advisor?
Just talk and leave him alone.
David, the king, took his great warrior, put him on the front line. His name was Uriah the Hittite. Some of the most important words that was spoken in the Bible came out of that dead man's mouth. And we need to take advantage of that now as men of this country and know that we are at war. When David tried to have him go and indulge in pleasure, he said these words, I cannot indulge in any form of pleasure while my country is at war.
Wow, that's powerful.
We are at war. And when we wait on Mr. Rodney Monco to entertain us every day, we're dying. We're on a race to the bottom. This young man wants a future. And it's up to us adults to provide a future for these young people and the unborn Bahamians. We're going to take advantage of this opportunity to wake you up into your spirit.
Now, in times, I'm getting reports that there are many of my people in the aftermath of Hurricane Matthew, their homes have not been repaired. Homes are leaking. People are sleeping on the beach in cars. Is that really true?
Yes, it is. I found, like I'm telling you, spiritual advisor can attest to this. As Christians, we need to start meeting people in their spirit. We've been meeting a lot of people, but meeting them in the flesh, something that will die. I saw a young man on the ground in Grand Bahama in the hot sun lying on the ground in the middle of the day. And I went to him and I said to him, can I assist you in any way? And he said a bunch of things I didn't understand. But I said, who are you? He said these words, I am you. You get it? We need to start looking at everybody that has an issue. You see the unemployment people, not because you have a job you don't care. That could be you tomorrow, especially under this administration.
Wow. But I thought it was the people's time.
It is the people's time if you have money and you don't need the government.
Wow. So we have to march.
It has to be a
So
march.
Grand Bahama
And Grand
is-
Bahama, if you believe silence is the key, going to work, home, and church, we are going down. We're getting worse. And I think because we settled for the second city, that's why we're not even number 3 anymore. And guess what? We have a free trade. People don't pay much taxes. And we are the worst in terms of economics in the Bahamas.
It's time to march.
It is time to wake up
It's time to march.
and stop playing this party politics. You understand? That part of the game is over, and they're using you to become a part of a team. I got to belong to a F&M, a PLP.
Hold that high.
This
Talk
is
to me.
This right?
Yeah.
This is what we all about right here.
Yeah.
All right? Don't be one team, the
Not too
Bahamian
high.
team.
Yes.
When we watch a race, us up against the world,
Yeah.
we ain't PLP and F&M anymore. We just want the Bahamian people to win. And in order to win, you got to say something. You got to move. All right?
Are you
Faith. Give your faith some. Give your feet some faith.
Are you disappointed with the government so far?
I didn't vote for them. I voted for the PLP.
You voted PLP?
Of course, and I'm not ashamed of it. I can justify
I
it.
always thought you was an F&M.
No, I voted for the F&M also.
So you did 2 voting.
It don't matter. I want the best for these people.
What you mean when you say you voted for the F&M?
I voted for the F&M several times. I
Okay.
voted for the PLP several times. I'm 53. I'm 60.
Okay. This
But
is powerful.
Mr. You got to understand this. When we were their age, there were men our age fighting for us to have a future.
That is true.
And it's about time we start fighting for these young people.
That is true.
These are the most important things because one day we won't be able to do it, and this is all we're going to have.
Wow.
And only what we pour into them will sustain us in our old age.
That is true. So, Bristol, you're ready to march.
Yes, I am.
And have you been waking your communities, encouraging people to come out?
Yes, I have.
You have.
Yes, sir.
And you think you could bring plenty people?
Yes, I will bring the entire young Bohemian squad with me.
This is powerful. This is powerful. But Kendall, I'm shocked. I always thought you was an F&M.
I will never belong to a party.
I always thought so.
I will never belong
when
to a
I
party.
first met you, I
Mhm.
said, this was F&M man.
No, man, let me tell you a secret, man.
You're not an F&M?
Once you don't know your history,
Right.
like for instance, you look at Jamaica, they've been having the same issues we're having, all right, for years. We can use Jamaica and the Caribbean as a manual on what not to do. But
Wow.
it's obvious that we are going in their path because we're doing exactly what they've done. For instance, their bauxite. How is it you're going to sell your bauxite? What could have sustained you and your country? Here it is, we're selling all of the natural resources. And guess what? What's going to bug you the most? We get nothing from it. How is it there are companies right now, I hate to change a bit, but just want to touch you in natural resources.
Go ahead.
How can you imagine there are companies right now, like you go online, ladies and gentlemen, type in U.S. aragonite. And watch this. Here's a company that says we have 1 billion ton of aragonite in our possession, and we export over 2 billion tons each year.
Wow.
Let's say we've underpriced it and only getting $2 per metric ton. Ask yourself this. Where is the $2 billion in our treasury?
So you got to march for that then?
We're marching for the natural resources.
Now, in Grand Bahama, you said your MP was who?
Mr. Aram Lewis.
Aram Lewis. And
Great man. I love that man.
You love the man.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I used to love him until I show up with that. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? When I showed up with that court order and he break off run, it was then that I recognized he has the capacity to be lawless. You follow my point?
Let me justify something I said. I said I voted for the PLP. When you think about, what I don't understand is, how is it there's no one that can represent the PLP party this last 5 years? Listen to this. Imagine Bimini 5 years ago. What was it? A ghost town. I had met a fella the other day and he said, listen, man, I just came out of Bimini. I'm glad to be out there. I said, what happened? He said, I got 2 jobs, man. I just need some rest.
2 jobs in Bimini.
I got 2
Well,
jobs.
how come OB lose?
That's the most work OB has ever done, and he lost. What do we want? When you think about Bamsi, Bamsi is like, I can't begin to, at least 9 miles. They've sold Bamsi as if it's just a couple buildings. This is a turn in the right direction. When you think about the university is not just a name change. You see the monstrosity they're building there? When you think about a dormitory which holds 1,000 rooms they're building that is going to look like a 5-star hotel, well, this government we were going in the right direction.
What went wrong?
What went wrong? Propaganda. You will see right now, right after the election, they was asking where the VAT money was. What happened? Oh, we know the VAT money wasn't missing. We used that as propaganda, and then you're going to still defend this party?
Hold the flag up.
This is what I'm all about, man.
Bristol, are you ready for the march?
Yes, sir.
And you have more shirts?
Yes, sir, we do.
You have more shirts?
Yes, sir.
And you're clear on the issues?
Yes, sir.
Unemployment, you're concerned about Marvin James and his crime-fighting initiative.
Yes, sir.
These are some of the issues that you will be marching for.
And also, you know, the young people in society, we going forward, we want to be more recognized. We want more say in what's going on in our society. We
Well,
want.
you're going to have to do lots of march then.
Oh yes, most certainly, we will.
You think y'all could march once a month?
Once a month,
Yeah.
we can make it happen.
You think we could do it twice a month? I 60. I could march twice a month. You 24. Can you march twice a month?
Well, you know, they does say without the youths, there's no future. So whatever
Amen.
we put our mind to, we will accomplish.
Why don't we agree that we will march at least once per month?
Okay, sir.
You serious about it?
Yes, sir.
This is powerful.
Yes, sir.
Kendall?
Me, I want to stay march. I don't want to move. I want to go Roston Square and stay there. How
Wow.
about that? Until
Yeah.
we get some international attention for some real investigation on wondering who are those Bahamians tied to $7 billion in the Switch bank account?
Wow.
Who are they? How is it that you want to do some investigation? Investigate that for me, please.
Well, I got a lot of things for the F&M to investigate. Okay. So, gentlemen, we got 10 more minutes. Who's going to take the 5 minutes?
You want to take it?
Okay.
Go ahead. Tell the people them that they got to come to march, man. And tell them to be strong and brave
Yes,
and
sir.
bold.
Yes, sir. You know, to all the young Bahamians out there, I, Cadero, Emmanuel, and Brista invite you to come out on September 2nd and join the We Rise organization along with Mr. Rodney Monker and the Freedom March.
Oh, yeah?
As we take a stand in society as the young people in today. And going forward, we want to hold the government feet to the fire. Whether it's PLP, F&M, or DNA, every government feet, we're holding their feet to the fire because we want to be more educated on Crown land because it's hard as a young individual.
So why don't you
These
say
are
we're marching
things.
for land?
We marching for land.
Every
we educate us
Bahamian,
on these
10
Crown land.
acres. I want you to
yes,
say that.
every Bahamian, 10 acres of land.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
That's powerful. Well, go ahead, my brother.
Grand Bahama. Now, you know they know that we're silent. Some of us, they call us selfish. But I want you to look around you. The least of us is the most important. I'm asking you to come out, not for me, but for the least among us.
Oh, hallelujah.
I want you to come out because the shipyard that has the most employment right now in Grand Bahama in terms of demographics, most of them are not Bahamians. The government made $50 million from the immigration department. 4.3 million was in work permit. Most of those come right out of Grand Bahama. We're marching because we want to see action. We're tired
And
of
the
talking.
jobs. The jobs the people
We're
don't
marching.
got.
We're marching for the jobs.
Yes.
All right, but we want more than just jobs. We want a career.
Yeah.
We want to own our industry. Can you imagine this? That where we're located geographically with the deepest harbor within the region, are you aware that ships got to come there to take stuff off in our port that can't go through the Panama Canal? It can come into our harbor but can't go through the Panama Canal. It's up to us now to get those jobs. The real jobs, the real good paying jobs. But it's going to take action. Remember, the dog that barks the loudest gets most of the food.
This is powerful.
It's time for us to do something different.
Grand Bahama, you got to come out.
Everybody besides you know you're hurting.
You got to come
You
out.
are hurting. We know how rough things are in Grand Bahama, but no politician is coming to your rescue. We've been fooled by the cartoons. We've been fooled by the movies that somebody will swoop in and save the day.
Wow.
I can't save you. We could save us. Come on out. Bring your children. Let me give you my number. My number is 816-5428. Kendall Colbrook. Tune into my show. My program is on 97.5 Saturday morning for more details. I have Alicia Hart on Saturday. She'll be on Saturday to help me wake you guys up.
Look, Freeport, and I call upon all the women them in my capacity as leader of the woman them and the woman them sugar. We have to march.
Yes.
Because these are serious times. Grand Bahama should have been blooming by now because the F&M has 5 seats. They ain't got to consult with no one.
No.
5. They ain't got to worry whether or not the PLP going to agree. They got 5 seats. And y'all are catching hell. Y'all are unemployed. And look at what Brother Colebrook has revealed to me, that Crazy Thompson ain't crazy. Because he has acknowledged that Mrs. Michelle Reckley did a fantastic job.
Yep.
Yet Minister is hunting her as if she is a wild animal. But we now know that she has done a wonderful job, and I'm calling on all the women them. I sanction it. And all the man them. I sanction it. And with the moral authority invested in me, I say join forces with Brother Kendall
Coldbrook, the Enough
Coldbrook.
Movement.
The Enough Movement, and let's march, okay?
Yes.
I want to feel the spirit of Grand Bahama. So, Kendall, you got 2.5 minutes. He has 2.5 minutes.
So if you know anyone that was diagnosed with cancer, if you know anyone that has died because of the effect from cancer related from the carcinogens that are being dispersed in Grand Bahama. In 1969, Sir Lyndon even said that we should not even drink the water in Grand Bahama.
Wow. Wow.
Sir Lyndon said in 1969 that the people that are making the money in Grand Bahama hasn't gotten the message that we need to be included as Bahamians. And this is the time I'm going to say to the people, it's time for you to bend or break. It's obvious you didn't bend. Now it's time to break you.
Well, I'm certain that the F&M could solve that. They got 5 seats down there. It's F&M country. And, of course, they have 35 seats.
Let me say this in closing, Mr.
Go ahead,
Munker.
my brother.
In November, they gave me 1 day to live.
Wow.
1 day. My kidney was failing. My liver was failing. They said my body stopped producing blood. And they said I was going to be dead in the morning. I had an encounter with God. And I found this real person that you're looking at, Kendall Coldbrook. And I'm here to tell you guys that the real you can never die. The real you is not afraid of anything. Well, I left the doctors with their eyes and their mouth like this. What happened?
God is good, eh?
It is time for the people of God to understand that there's a battle going on other than this, the spirit world.
This is powerful.
We need to fight for the unborn Bahamians, especially in Grand Bahama. This is the first time I've ever done this. I'm begging you. I'm begging you to let's wake up, man. There's nobody. You know where my wife works? She works at the Port Authority. And you know I go against the Port. I go against anybody for my people. I've had offers in the millions of dollars to stop talking.
Wow.
For my people. And I decide to stay with you.
Bristol.
Join me, guys. Join me.
This is powerful. Bristol, the clock is ticking.
Once again, I am the deputy leader for the We Rise organization.
Who is the leader?
The leader is Mr. Alex Dossett.
Okay.
He was unfortunate to come in today.
Okay, no problem.
Yes, sir. We have shirts on sale, the We Rise shirt.
Yes.
You can contact me at 478-3968. And we want every Bahamian, and especially the young Bahamian straight across the sovereign Bahama lands, from the north straight down to the south. We want you to come out on September 2nd and march. March for free university education. March for crime. March for employment, careers. March for relevance in society. March for crown land.
Oh, yeah.
So we want every Bahamian to stand together with Mr. Monka and the Freedom March and rise up and march on.
Come on, wave your flag. Don't go too high or the camera can't see it. Wave your flag. Ladies and gentlemen, we have heard from Kendall Culmer.
Coldbrook.
Goodness of mercy. There's an F&M. There's an F&M on my mind named Kendall Culmer.
That's a friend of mine also, yeah.
Kendall Coldbrook. Kendall, I'm 60. Please forgive me. Kendall Coldbrook is from Grand Bahama. And then, of course, we have young Cordero and Bristol. You have any Clark in your family?
Yes, sir, from Examo.
Really?
Yes, sir. We hail from Examo.
But he's my cousin.
Yes, sir.
Mama is a Clark. So, folks, we asking everybody, join the march. Bring the children. Bring the man them. Bring the woman them.
Oh, yes.
Because this land is our land.
Oh, yes.
And if we don't protect it, what Penland say? Well,
We don't deserve to have it.
repeat that one more time. What Penland say?
We do not deserve to have this.
Wow, it's powerful, eh?
It is powerful, sir.
And so I'm so proud that you are marching.
Yes, sir.
I'm so proud that Coldbrook is prepared to organize the people them on the islands. What is it? Is it the third largest island in the Bahamas?
The second.
It's the second.
Like second.
Really? So what is the first?
Big yard.
Yes, Andres. And the second is?
Freeport, GB.
And the third is?
Abaco.
Wow, this is powerful. Ladies and gentlemen, I've had as my special guest for the first hour, Mr. Kendall Coldbrook from We Had Enough, eh?
From the Enough Movement.
The Enough Movement.
And Solution Radio.
And of course, we also had Cordero Bristol, and he's from We Rise.
Oh, yes.
Listen, my brother, We Rise.
Yes, sir.
And so, don't carry your hand up too high. Other than that, the camera might be able to see it. So this is powerful.
Yes, sir.
This is powerful.
Thank you so much, Mr. Monk.
Step
Thank you.
now, our bravest warriors fought, Amazons of vision, for we are on our way to a new frontier. And Bristol, you keep out of this, but to you, Colbert, PLP! All the way. This is Freedom March. I'll be right back after the break.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Freedom March broadcasting live on ILTV here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker. Praise the Lord. A good man, my spiritual advisor, is here.
There's none good except God alone. Even Jesus, when they said to him, "Good master," Jesus says, "There is none good except God alone." Even though Jesus was good, but he was making a point. But I appreciate what you're trying to tell me, though.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor.
This is what I do.
Uh-huh.
People tend to get confused as to why I'm here
Wow.
on the show with you. I don't really want to get into the politics, but I've been branded as a spiritual advisor, and rightfully so. I'm supposed to be giving you spiritual advice, and that is coming from the Minister of National Security, who I had a one-on-one with last night.
You had a meeting with the
A
Minister
one-on-one
of National
with the Minister of
Security,
National
my
Security.
spiritual advisor?
Yeah. And
Who is the Minister of National Security?
the Minister of National Security is Marvin Dames, my good friend,
Really?
Marvin Dames. Yes, sir.
This is powerful. Were you able to discuss crime fighting
Of course,
initiatives?
of course. That was the number one thing. And he's concerned.
And did you show him
He's
how to
concerned.
reduce the crime?
He has a plan. And
Really?
I think we ought to wait and allow him to execute the plan. He's a very smart young man.
So as he's executing the plan,
He's executing the plan, yes.
murders are taking place.
Yes. Mr. Monka, you have to remember this. And I've said this on numerous occasions. Murder takes place in the mind of the criminal. That's where it starts. Now, the police has a very high detection rate once murders are committed. But there's something else that we need to discuss, and of course we don't have the time to do that right now. I think I have the solution.
You have the solution.
Yeah, to stop the murders.
Well, this is powerful.
But
And
we'll
how
discuss that.
how much time you spent with the Minister of National Security?
10 minutes.
Well, I'm certain he now knows how to reduce it, eh?
10 minutes, yes.
But
Yes.
my spiritual advisor is Bradley Roll, and I welcome you once again to Freedom March.
Thank you, Mr. Monka.
Well, for the first hour, we had two young men, one from Grand Bahama, Kendall Colebrook, and young Cordero Ambrister from New Providence. And they both participating in a national drive to march simultaneously as we began to march here in Nassau on Saturday, September the 2nd, 2017. We'll be talking about the upcoming marches throughout the weeks leading to that wonderful, glorious day when we have that great camp meeting on the Sudden Recreation Ground. At the commencement of the show, I was taken over as my mind ran on a Negro man who is a former police officer, but who has emerged to become the Minister of Transport. Tout le monde haïtien, pardonnez-moi, parce que semaine a vini, m'a parlé mal na Franklin Campbell, parce que li responsable pour tout bateau yo. Vous comprenez? Si li travaille bien, Nassau gen un pile travail nan bateau, anglais relay bateau special yacht. Lap gen yon garçon blanc sous chef là na Bahamas Maritime Authority and map searche pour lui. I had to tell the Haitian people to forgive me because it is my intention to curse out Frankie Campbell. And as you know, Frankie's half-breed. His father is Bahamian. His mother is Haitian.
How do you refer to people as half-breed? How do you refer to
my spiritual
human beings?
advisor, would you please
No.
stop breaking my trend?
We're not yeah, but we're not discussing animals.
Attention!
We're not discussing animals.
Attention!
How do you
My spiritual advisor, attention! Laisse-moi parler en anglais. OK? Ma parler anglais parce que ma besoin tout Bahamian pour connaître. Kounya, and stop it, s'il vous plaît. So, I'm going to look at Frankie because I'm going to show you how Frankie is grossly incompetent, like the Negro minister who wears a bow tie. What is the name of the Negro minister who wears the bow tie? Rumi Ferrero. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how Frankie does not know what he's doing, and he's made a fundamental error where he has not read sufficiently and attempt to learn. I'm going to show you. The first question to Frankie. Frankie, who is the deputy chairman of the Bahamas Maritime Authority? And, Frankie, do you know who is Peter John Goulandres? Who is he? Where was he born? Where does he live? And why is he so important to the Bahamas Maritime Association? Question 1 for smart Frankie. Question 2. Who is mother? The Reverend Angela Palacios. What is her connection, Frankie, with your smart self? What is her connection? Why is she there? As opposed to be gossiping the gospel. Why is she there, Frankie? I bet you don't know. You think I know what you're doing, eh? Huh? I know what you're doing. Because to many citizens, I'm an F&M. And so I know what you're doing, Frankie. Who is Peter John Goulandres, Frankie? And what are your plans for the Bahamas Maritime Authority, Frankie? You ain't got no plans because you don't even understand what's going on. You don't. You think because I from Black Village, I ain't got no sense, eh? Watch out for me. I from Black Village, and I know exactly what is going on. So, Frankie, you have 2 assignments today. Tell me, what is Mother Palacios doing? Tell me, Frankie, what is she doing? And tell me, what is Peter John Goulandres? And Frankie, how many yachts coming out of Florida has consistently ripped off the Bahamas, Frankie? You're talking about Bahamas Maritime Authority, eh? Huh? Hold that caller for a second. Hey, Frankie, you ain't know. You hear me? You don't know. And guess why I'm doing it, Frankie? I want to show Menace something. I want to show Menace for every time he finds a minister other than Dr. Dwayne Sands. I'm about to show them up. I'm about to show Menace. Listen, y'all ain't figured it out yet. Who, Frankie, is Mother, the Reverend Angela Palacios? What is her role? What is her role? And to you, Prime Minister, you have conducted verification, but you didn't do a complete job. You think I wasn't watching y'all when y'all were verifying people, eh? Why y'all leave out them other people? Huh? You think I know, eh? When y'all said y'all was going to verify the Governor General, I knew y'all was on the wrong track. And I decided that my men, Papa, I asked permission to attack. Oh, Papa, I asked permission to show F&Ms how Frankie nor his chief minister know what they're doing. Because maritime is a wealthy piece of industry. Wealthy. In the United States, in the state of Florida, there are American citizens who have yachts. and they get an economic benefit if they go into business and rent the yacht. But guess what they have been doing? They have been ripping off the Bahamas government. You hear what I tell you? And Frankie even ain't know how it's been done. And ain't got the idea how to stop it. You hear me? It is a multi-million dollar business. But the Negroes' approach to it has been stupid. God forgive me. Because I might be sounding arrogant. And I don't want to be arrogant. God forgive me. I don't want to be arrogant. But they're stupid! So the whole approach. All right? But I can be gentle. Because, you know, I have to be gentle because I'm compromised. See, that's what is so terrible in this country. Every time I grab a powerful issue, I am compromised.
Why flaunt it, though?
That I'm compromised? I'm not flaunting it.
You
I'm trying to
but
say...
the information that you have, I mean, why do you dangle it over people's head? Let me ask a question.
Go ahead, my
How many
spiritual life.
times has Frankie Campbell been the minister of, he's now the minister of transport and aviation. How many times has he done that?
Frankie has been it from May 10th,
Yeah.
May 11th, May 12th, May 18th.
Up to the day's day.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you?
How you mean, what does that mean? It tells me he's a smart man. I've never been minister of transport.
Right.
So he's smarter than me.
But anyhow.
Go ahead, my spiritual
No,
advisor.
let's leave it. Let's leave it. You have a phone call waiting. I think you know exactly where you're headed with that.
I'm not sure. All right?
But you have a
All
phone
that I'm
call.
trying to point out is I see things. I see Frankie on the yacht, but he does not know it's a yacht. I see Frankie with a multi-million dollars portfolio, but he ain't know it. He ain't know it. But over the days coming, if it is God's will, I'm going to focus on Frankie, and I'm going to shake Frankie and tell Frankie, say, Professeur, tout le monde haïtien, m'a batli ak information, parce que il pas connaît bagay, il gagne pour développement, pour la mer, Bahamas. Frankie pas bon. Il pas bon. Il pas gain experience.
I don't know if
il
that...
pas parler ak
but Mr.
personne.
But Mr. Moncur,
Mr. Spiritual
I don't know if you
Advisor,
could
fermez
just...
bouche là.
Yeah, but
Listen, you don't know
you
what I
can't
have.
justify that.
How you mean I can't justify
You can't
it?
justify...
Well, let's look at it then. Right? Let's look at it. Frankie, who is Peter John Coulandres? Why has it been so important that the PLP put him on the board? And now y'all F&Ms, y'all put him on. Why? Why? Who's Peter John Coulandres? What is his connection, as the Haitian would have said, to la mer, the sea? Bateau, the boats. What is this? Huh? So it's easy to attack the F&M because you all think that I'm stupid. But I ain't stupid. But over the next couple of days, I'm going to show you how there are fundamental errors that the PLP made. And now the F&M is how when pig is in muck. What you call it?
What, they're wallowing in the
They're
mire?
wallowing in the
Mire.
mire. All right? Let's take
It's
the call.
amazing, hey. The F&M can't do nothing right. Anyhow.
Let me
yeah.
show you why the
Yeah.
F&M
Yeah,
can't do
no,
nothing
get
right.
your call.
Let me show you.
Get your call.
Let me show you.
It's like they can't do nothing right for you.
Who is Peter John Coulandres?
You know who it is. Why doesn't the F&M know? That's interesting.
I don't know. I'm raising the question.
Oh, okay.
Does Frankie know?
You seem as if you know, though.
Of course I know.
Okay.
We are taught never to ask a question unless you have the answer. Who's he? What is Frankie doing? Huh? I got the information now. Okay. Breaking news taking place. Is that the workers? The current is shut down. Now what it mean? The mall alone? I'm talking to some people who are talking to me. Or people in that area. Okay, let me talk to the union again. Listen to me. If you want my support, you have to listen to my advice. The lights in Black Village, Bainstown, and Grandstown are not to be turned off. Understand that. It's not to be turned off. Okay? I have breaking news that the lights in the mall are turned off. Okay? Remember, if you want my support, Bainstown and Grandstown, their lights are not to be turned off. Don't turn off the light in Big Pond. Don't turn off the light in Black Village. Okay? And tomorrow, I'll give you all some more. Okay? Bring me the caller. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March. Hello?
Good afternoon, Mr. Monker. How are you?
Listen, I'm angry because Frankie don't know who is Peter John Galutras.
Most of them are out to lunch, Mr. Monker. They don't know whether school keep or scholars attend.
Wow.
Anyhow, how are you and the spiritual advisor today?
We're doing great. We're doing great.
That's
How about
good.
yourself?
Those two gentlemen who were just on, Mr. Monker, I'm most impressed with them.
This is powerful.
And you know something? This morning I was just browsing through some stuff on the internet, and I came across something that was said by the late Dr. Martin Luther King.
Wow.
And one of the things that I remember he says that those who do nothing while witnessing injustice and wrongdoing do worse than those who commit acts of injustice.
This is powerful.
Okay?
Yes.
And then he said another thing, that nothing in the world is more dangerous than sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity.
Wow.
The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy.
This is true.
Mr. Monica, there are some of the reasons why we must march.
We must march.
See, it has nothing to do with politics.
Oh, no.
It is for country.
Country.
You know, and I noticed today again in the papers every day, headline in the journal, Jeff Lloyd is saying that many schools need to be demolished. But yet still in the Guardian today, he says on page 3, you have to wait another year for the free University of Bahamas pledge.
Yes.
Listen, you and I both know that was nothing but an election gimmick. You will never get that free education at the University of the Bahamas.
And Jeff.
If you believe that's going to happen, order yourself a triple order of deep fried ice cream.
Wow.
It's not going to happen, Mr. Monka.
It's the people's time, though.
Rich people. Please.
Anyway,
that's why we've got to march.
I thank you, sister.
God bless you. God save the Queen.
God save the Queen. Hello. Welcome to Freedom March. Hello. Are you there?
Yes, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Listen, I'm vexed. Go ahead.
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, good. Okay, good afternoon to your spiritual advisor also.
Yes, good afternoon. How are you?
Mr. Munka, I want to say something to you.
Okay.
Watch out for your spiritual advisor. He is not for you. I've been watching your show for quite some time now, and I've been watching him. Watch out for him.
But
He's the devil.
He's such a holy man.
God save the Queen.
God save the Queen. My spiritual advisor, the woman them are watching you. Hello.
It's interesting, hey.
Welcome.
Hello, how you doing?
Hello, my dear. How are you?
Hi, yes, and good evening to your spiritual advisor.
Good evening. How you doing?
Okay, Mr.
Great.
Monica, I tuned in late to your show.
Yes.
Did the persons who were in charge of the march say where they're starting from and so forth? I didn't get that.
Yes, the march, right, will start from the old City Meat Market parking lot on Market Street. Okay. But before we start the march, we will hold a rally on the Sudden Recreation Ground. So you need to get there like around 5:30, 6 o'clock. And then after the rally, we will march. Okay. And this is a collaborative effort between myself, Freedom March, We Rise Bahamas, and Enough in Grand Bahama. So it is a major thing. Saturday, September the 2nd, come to the Sudden Recreation Ground. Park over at the old City Market parking lot on Market Street. And after we done rally, we will sally. Okay?
Okay, so would you be repeating that leading up to
Oh,
the march?
yes. Yes.
The time and everything.
Oh, yeah. I shall.
Okay.
Because I want
my last question to you, Mr. Bunker, if the FNM is giving free university. Can you tell me the school fees that are being paid now? Can you tell me where that money goes?
Well, to start
Does
off
it goes
with,
to assist COB in paying teachers?
if you're talking of the primary school, the junior high, and the senior high school, those fees are unlawful.
No, I'm talking about the university and the FNM. I'm trying to develop if there's a plan behind what they're saying.
Well, once
because
they...
if the university, if they're going to do free university, that means no payment.
That's what it means.
Yeah, so where are they going to make up?
Exactly.
Where the money goes?
Exactly.
All we
How's the
got,
school going to be subsidized?
all we got is money. Listen, don't
Who's
worry
going to pay
about
the
that.
teachers? Who's going to keep the grounds clean?
That's deep.
Who's going to paint the place? Who's
Listen,
going to keep the
Minister
classes?
got the money because the PLP left millions of dollars in VAT money. Don't worry about that. Minister
Yeah,
got
I
it
know,
figured out.
but they have to examine that, though.
Listen to me. It is a
Okay.
powerful idea that the FNM has, and they can find the financing. Okay? You take good care. Hello. Welcome to Freedom March.
Good afternoon, Mr. Monker,
Good afternoon, my dear.
and good afternoon to your spiritual advisor.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I am all right, but
Good.
I am a bit. I don't like what that caller just said about you, sir.
Well,
I
have
think you are a
forgiven her.
decent man, and I know many times, hadn't you not been there to keep my boy on the check,
Oh, glory.
he was going to run off his mouth, because sometimes I want to come up here and kiss him so he can hush his mouth because he get himself in trouble.
That is
Absolutely.
true.
You keep him in line, sir, and you're doing a good job. And don't mind the naysayers. You're doing a good job, and I know you're a godly man. So don't worry about the people, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate you,
You have a
ma'am.
good evening.
You do the same,
We thank
ma'am.
you, the spiritual. Hello. Welcome to Freedom March, my spiritual advisor. Hello.
Mr. Monica,
Sir.
how are you?
Well, I'm angry.
You angry?
Yeah.
You know where Sandilands is?
Yes, I used to work there.
Well, you need to go there.
Well, listen to me. You wouldn't want me to go there because when I was leaving, I left with hundreds of files in 1978. So I know all the people who were there who were crazy, who were in politics. Watch out for me. My spiritual advisor,
Absolutely.
I'm concerned
Mhm.
over the Negro minister, Frankie Campbell, because he has on a board Peter John Golutras, and he doesn't know who Peter is. All right? Chances are they're just repeating old board.
Well, I'll say this much, and I understand where you're going, right? I'll say this much, right?
Hold on a second. Haiti is watching. Tout le monde haïtien. Saoutande, Haïti na Kaila. Bienvenue. Haïti, payez moi.
I've had a discussion with Dr. Menace prior to the elections, right?
This is powerful. Welcome, Inagua.
And in speaking with him, I'm in the Southern Shores area.
Okay.
And I mentioned Frankie Campbell and the work he was doing.
I have to stop you. Goodness me. Tout le monde haïtien qui habite dans mud là, Abaco. Bienvenue. The people in the mud. Listen to me. All is well, and I need y'all to march in Mashaba. Go ahead, my spiritual advisor.
And the now Prime Minister said to me that Frankie Campbell was one of his better candidates.
We're not
All
talking
right?
about
And
that.
so,
Frankie
and-
could
and
win
so-
seats. There's
and
no
so
doubt about it. But
it's
by
obvious
craft,
he's had some
he
confidence
does
in him.
not know who's Peter John
All
Kulutris.
right, so here's what I'll do.
And he does not know how many American yacht out of Florida has been consistently ripping off the country. In fact, I could put the question, Frankie, do you know what is the honor system in maritime? Doesn't know it. Don't mind these Negroes. Don't mind they get
Okay,
elected.
so now what do
they
you
don't
do?
read. They don't
So
study.
let's help build the country.
I'm building the country
All right.
by pointing out what Frankie does not know.
Wow, this is interesting.
I'm building the country. Who is Peter John Golutras?
So let me ask a question.
Yeah.
As iron sharpens iron, do you realize?
Tell
that
the people on the phone, hold on.
Do you realize that so can one man sharpen the other? That's a biblical quote. As iron sharpen iron,
Is Frankie,
so does one
is
man.
he humble?
Of course he is.
Is he meek?
Wow.
Will he meet
Have
me?
you
Tell
ever
the people all on.
Have you ever met or spoken to Frankie Campbell?
I knew Frankie.
Okay, good.
I was leading a
And
march.
you would know that he's not a
I
difficult
was
person.
leading a march
Okay.
when Frankie came in the front of me with a big long gun. And I back on the side. And Frankie came. And I moved to the left. And Frankie came.
What is he trying to intimidate you?
I don't know what it was. But Frankie, gardez pour moi. Parce que m'a gain en pile information. And laisse-moi finir. Ou gain connais-moi. This is Freedom March. Frankie is on my mind. La mer in the sea.
Do you have something to say to the Senator? Call Freedom March at 323-7775. Toll free from anywhere in the Bahamas at 242-300-0045. Freedom March with Rodney Monker, only on ILTV. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
The Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker. My spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, is here. Bradley, have you seen the business section of the Nassau Guardian that tells us that the Grand Lucayan deal
It's in jeopardy, yeah. I read it.
You have any reason why ministers are failing
Well,
in this?
I can't tell you exactly why this deal
What is your
has gone
suspicion?
south. But the Guardian does mention that there's a possibility that our good investor here,
Who's that?
Sakis Marillion, is eyeing this property. So,
So Sarkis is eyeing it.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's a possibility that.
Well, we know Sarkis got a cock eye. The last business he eyed was Bahama. And before we know it, Bush crack. And it was all over for Sarkis. Sarkis, don't make the same mistake twice, eh?
I'm sure. He's a businessman. I'm sure he has learned from whatever it is that he went through with Bama.
This is powerful.
All right. Don't forget now, Donald Trump is successful, but he has had his share of failings as well.
Okay.
He's been in the hotel business for a long, long time, but he can tell you that he's had some issues. The thing that bothers me about a lot of people is the same as if there are times when men, of course, we all do fail at some point in life. We all have our weaknesses and failings, but when we fail, we try to learn from them, but people try to put their foot, down on you to keep you down. You make a mistake, you get up, you brush yourself off, and you move on. People are just so unforgiving, unchristian, to say the least. But the story has it that he may be eyeing this property, which is good for Freeport.
Okay.
All right.
No problem, my
Yeah,
spiritual
Bennett.
advisor.
Absolutely.
While we were off air, we got a call from a family who wanted to know if the march could accommodate 30 members of one family. Of course the march can. Bring the whole 30 members of your family and your neighbors. All right? It's a family-oriented march, motorcade, and demonstration. So bring as many people and have no fear. It can accommodate you. All right? And we welcome everybody. I also want to welcome the Communist Party of Cuba, who is now joining us on Facebook. Comrades, long live the revolution. Long live Comrade Fidel. Long live Raul. And of course, long live the Cuban people. And I yearn one day when the Ministry of Tourism of Cuba and the Ministry of Tourism of the Bahamas would have a great camp meeting to discuss how the two island nations can come up with a touristic strategy where the tourists them will also go to Cuba and the Bahamas. And what a great economic advantage and opportunity for the two people them. So I thought I would salute them. Now, there is something happening with the verification process. Two things has happened. Either the FNM is corrupt in the verification and or, God forgive me, I shouldn't be saying this, or dumb and stupid. Because I know that their verification was selective. It was selective. Do you know the people that they have not verified? And when they did their verification, this is how they were doing it. They wanted to determine if dead people was waking, if dead people was getting payment. That is the way they did it. But they have overlooked another way that they could have make it much better. I'm not going to tell it to you now because I'm studying what they have done. And I want to show you how the verification was not as comprehensive as it ought to have been done. And they've left out the Philistines. You hear me? They've left out the Philistines who are paid big money out of the public treasury. Don't mind these fellas. They ain't sure of what they're doing. But for Frankie, it's an easy one for you. Who is Peter John Kalutras? Who is the deputy chairman? And how is he connected? What is his vested interest? And why are we creating these kind of situations where even me could see the conflict? So it's interesting, but I'll be talking about it as the days proceed because Frankie is on my mind. And I'm watching him. Atlanta, Georgia, welcome to the Bahamas. I'm happy that you're watching. And if you were to see Ambassador Andrew Young, tell him Freedom March salutes him. So, that's what's going on. How many, the Americans, have been able to intimidate the PLP and the FNM? Thousands of yachts come here, and they rip us off. Right there in Florida. Rip us off. How do they rip us off? I can tell you later. Not now. I want Frankie to sweat and go and research. But they have been ripping us off in terms of the resources of the sea. You hear me? But these set of Negroes who are running the country, they are intimidated. The United States is founded on the rule of law. So if we say to the Americans, man, don't broke our law, I don't think they would invade us. If we say, President Trump, look at what your citizens are doing. They're exploiting our resources, our marine resources. Look what they're doing to us. And we ain't getting no economic benefits. You hear me? Does Frankie know that one of the ways that he could contribute to lessening the unemployment in Grand Bahama is to look at the bloody contract that we signed between the people there who got the boat that goes to Grand Bahama and then to Florida. How many people do we have working on that boat? Frankie knows that? Frankie ain't know that because Frankie is caught up in, and I understand, because I was in the Senate. And every time I go to the Senate and I saw Allison Maynard, I used to go on cloud 9. I didn't know what to do. I used to say, wow, I'm in the Senate with Allison. And Allison is such a wonderful Negro lady. But I was focused. I was caught up with her, and when she wasn't looking, I dropped the bomb sucky on her. But Frankie is out of his league. And we are all out of our leagues, but we can study and we can research. I don't want Frankie to be like that other minister. What the minister name who's wear the bow tie? The minister with the curly hair.
Yeah, from
the one who discovered poison in Marathon.
Romy Fiore.
And soon as he get elected, all the poison evaporated. Romy. You see? Romy going in the House of Assembly, read one budget speech. Somebody must be prepared for him. And I couldn't believe that that was the young man I used to lift up when he was a little boy. I should have dropped him on his left foot because he ain't studied it. And he's smart. He's a lawyer. He studied the environment. He knows all the dangers. But by grab, I recognize he was incompetent when he was talking about building house 771 kilometer, was it? I even can't remember what it is, but very close to the dump. I'll think about the translation from whatever it was into feet. All right? So we have this man with a wonderful ministry. What is he focusing on? Listen, the ace is maritime. So go find out what the woman doing. Mrs. Palacios, you know her husband. She's a priestess and her husband is a priest. James Palacios. I got y'all figured out, you know. I watch y'all. Got y'all figured out. You even ain't know what she is responsible for. And you take it from me. The defense force isn't checking for her. Her! The defense force ain't checking for her. Have you not read the confidential documents? They ain't checking for her. They ain't checking for her. Who else ain't checking for her? Only the defense force name I can call. You want to read her report? In her report, she say how everybody on holiday. Every time she write a report, and they don't show up, she said they're on holiday. Woman, God forgive me. Priest Angela. Priestess Angela. How long you gonna accept the word that these people are on vacation? How much vacation they taking? But all of that is because, what the man name? Frankie. Frankie even didn't know. And you don't know because Menace did the verification incorrectly and not completely. Man is wonderful. I just have fun with my party, the F&M. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello?
Hello?
Is this Frankie Campbell?
Hello?
Hey, Frankie!
Mr. Munker.
Yay!
How are you doing this afternoon?
Oh, Minister, I'm doing fine. How are you?
You're doing a wonderful job.
I thank you. Is this the
listen,
Minister?
I think that you're the best campaign manager that Mr. Brady Davis has.
Well, you better tell him to pay.
They should give you lots of money for this
Yes.
campaign that you're doing.
They should give me plenty of money, and they should find a way to get me either in the House of Assembly now or in the Senate. How does it sound?
Now, can I speak to my spiritual advisor?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, my spiritual advisor, you're a nice man, I think that. And you're very sharp with the spiritual stuff.
Absolutely.
Would you turn to the book of Munker, chapter 13 and verse 13, and read that, or you want me to read it?
You read that.
As follows.
You read it.
Blessed are the strife makers, for they shall inherit the Bay Street boys.
Wow. You take it by.
Read that. Read that. Check your book. See that.
That's Monica chapter 13, verse 13. Blessed are the strife makers, for they will inherit the Bay Street boys.
They will inherit the Bay Street boys.
That's interesting.
I thank you.
All right.
This is my watch.
Yeah, you do the
this
same.
is my watch that the Conkey Joe people buy for me. And so I mustn't call their name because they are afraid that Menace and the F&M will charge them with bribery. Listen. Anything God's people give to me, it's not bribe. It's a love offering. So to all the Conkey Joe people who buy this, I thank you. I love this watch. It's a wonderful watch. I went to the people you all buy it from, and I made them take out some of the link, and it's on my wrist. Okay? I thank you. Welcome to Freedom March. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hello?
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 What's on your mind, comrade?
All right, I'm right here. I'm one of the men now.
Are you marching with us?
How you mean, man?
How many people?
Now listen, we having couple jitney, man.
This is powerful. This is
Couple.
powerful. This is powerful.
All right, this is very powerful. Now, I got to tell you what's going on in Bimini, man.
What's happening in
Listen,
Bimini?
Bimini right now, we have 5 tractors at the end of Bimini at Bimini Rural Resort.
What are they doing?
That are tearing tearing the place down, man. Listen, destroying the beach right on the side of not too far from the Hilton. It's more where the employees stay. And
Really?
I want to know what's going on, why they are destroying that side. I want to know what they are putting there, what's going on. And so I would just want to ask your spiritual advisor what's going on, because I know it's the people's time.
Wow.
Well, this is the first time I'm hearing about that. But I
Can you,
can find out.
can you take a picture of it and WhatsApp it to me?
Of course.
My number.
I can take a picture right now and WhatsApp it to you.
My number is
But I also want to bring Mr. Munko. We really have to talk about Guanakee, that place called Baker's Bay. Oh my goodness.
What's happening there?
Man, listen, I have to talk to you. Some serious things happening. I cannot say it right now, but some serious things happening on Baker's Bay.
Are you coming to the march?
Of course.
Well,
Listen, we have bus loads. We the men are coming to help our women.
This
and
is
we
powerful.
are marching for a purpose.
Yes.
You see what I'm talking about?
I see what you're talking about.
This is very powerful. Oh, that's what I like to see. Man, listen, that's what I like to see. I see you. Put it up. Wave it.
That's
Wave it.
my flag. Raise your
My
flag.
goodness.
Raise
What
your
time
flag.
is it?
It's the people's time.
One more and I go on. What time is it?
It is the people's time.
All right, Mr. Monkey, you and spiritual advisor.
take care, man.
Take your time, man.
Amen.
All right, all the best.
Man, this is going to be a big match. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Hi, good afternoon, gentlemen.
So,
Hey, how you doing?
All right, so spiritual advisor.
Yeah, man, how you doing?
Mr. Monko,
so
you could explain to me why the contractor was let go in Freeport with the seawall, and they
Seawall.
have a new contractor doing it.
I
And then
think,
also,
yes,
the police get demoted. What was drinking? I don't understand that.
well, let me be honest with you. I support the position that the Commissioner of Police, Elliston Greenslade, took. Listen to what is happening here. These were officers who were in their car. They video, right? We don't know for a fact that they were given orders and they disobeyed it. But these are young people, and I think it would have been extremely harsh to fire them. I think the proper decision Greenslade took. Look, you are officers, but you were not acting like a scholar and a gentleman. So we're going to demote you. I think it's fair, it's equitable, and they deserve what Prime Minister Perry Christie would have called a second chance.
Absolutely.
So I think Greenslade was correct.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so explain the contract thing in Freeport. I'll be listening.
in the case of the construction, they have a Negro male there by the name of Hiram Lewis. And Hiram purports to be an expert. I don't want to attack his professionalism because I think he has the state interests at heart. But they were really playing politics.
Yes.
It was the people's time. And so once it's the people's time, you take what the PLP give to their supporters and you now give it to your supporters. The only problem is they're not going sufficiently because there are many jobs that the FNM has gotten rid of and they have not given them to PLPs. And I mean to FNMs. And I think it's a sin and a shame. There are many contracts that the FNM has taken away from the PLP and they have not shared those juicy contracts out. See if you can take it from the PLP. My God, give it to the poor Negro FNM. You follow my point?
Exactly.
So it's the people's time and it's time to march.
I'll be marching.
Listen to me. Bring plenty people with you, eh? And
I will.
shake my hand when you come.
Yes, sir.
God save the Queen.
Indeed.
Hello. Welcome to Freedom March. Hello.
Monica.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, Mr. Monica.
What's on your mind, honey?
Okay, it's the people's time. So how come the Ministry of Education is not investigating the libraries? The libraries are operating like a tuck shop.
Ah, guess what?
So, Mr. Monica, I need you to investigate that.
He even
because the libraries are operating like a tuck shop, and it makes a lot of money.
Wow.
So the Ministry of Education need to go and check on that.
Well,
could you
I'll
tell
talk
Jeff
to the
Lloyd
deacon.
about that, please?
I'll talk to the deacon.
Thank you, Mr. Monka.
God save the Queen. Next caller.
Hello?
Yes, my dear.
How are you, Mr. Monka?
Listen, I'm angry.
I know you're
And
angry.
I
Mr.
feel
Monka, I just want to
like
make one
boxing
comment.
somebody.
You know, these people say they're coming on this march.
Yes.
I would like to see if a lot of these people who say that they're coming on this march can show up on September 2nd. You know, Bahamians like to talk and then they don't do anything about it.
Yes.
I just hope they show up. I'll listen to hear after this march, and you can say to the public how much people turn out for that march.
Well, in the meantime, encourage as many. And make sure you show up. Because you's one.
Okay, I will.
You's one of the women them.
I was one of the women them long time.
I know. God bless you.
Okay, then.
Welcome to Freedom March. Welcome to Freedom March. Welcome to Freedom March. Good. Blocked. Read some text, my spiritual advisor, quickly.
Yeah, we get quite a bit, Mr. Monica.
This is powerful.
All right,
we have
let's
grown
see.
for the march, and I think there's a photography and videos we're going to have on the march, and I think there's some storm. All right? So, monitor the
weather outside.
The weather.
Okay, I'm from Bradley, Mr. Monica. How can I get a We Rise shirt for the march?
Listen, just come to Nassau. They going to have all kind of shirts on sale for the march. Just come.
Good afternoon, Mr. Monica. Did you read Candia's National Review today?
I saw Candy's National Review, and I saw something that was going to cost me to sin, and I didn't feel like sinning today. Go ahead.
Mr. Monica, no, I'm not going to read it one. I understand Ms. Hannah Martin is going to be the next leader of the Progressive Liberal Party because Brave is too weak and slimy.
Next.
We love you, advisor. Keep up the good work. Want to demand them.
This is powerful.
Monica, when the PLP was in power, I ain't hear no one call or apologizing for their vote. PLP, all the way. Please send a shout out to my mother-in-law, Naomi Simonet, in Wims's Bite Lutra. She is one of the women them.
Naomi
Simonet.
Simonet. You're one of the women them. Come to Nassau and march with us. Go ahead.
Somebody would like to know if you can tell them how many Haitians is in the House of Parliament.
How many Haitians? Listen, all of them are Haitians. Every member of the parliament. They're all Haitians. They have Haitian root. Brent Simonet, for instance, is Brent Siminet. Okay?
Mr. Monica, did you read the papers today about the hotel in Freeport to deal with... Okay.
Yes, I have.
We did. Yeah. Sorry. Next text, yeah.
Go ahead, my spirit.
Mr. Monica, no, same text.
Go ahead.
About Freeport. Spiritual advisor, you need to go to be Bodhi advisor. You both are the same type of opportunists.
Go ahead, my spiritual advisor. You'll stop attacking the spiritual advisor.
That's okay, man.
He's a godly man.
But everybody's entitled to their opinion.
I know. Don't get upset, spiritual advisor.
Give that watch back to those Conky Joes, Mr. Monica.
Not my watch.
They're trying to compromise you.
The Conky Joe people will never try to compromise me. They're my people. All right? Go ahead.
Here we go.
Wow, this is powerful. Go ahead, read.
Mr. Monica, the FNM has no clue what they're doing. I'm sorry I voted FNM.
Listen, join the march, and I'll give you a placard that says, I am sorry that I voted FNM. Go ahead.
Spiritual advisor, please, sir, you don't have to keep defending this FNM party. Most of them are saying themselves that they have not seen anything meaningful yet that they have done. If you have to give up your integrity for contracts, then you will be a disappointment to not only the Free March group, but also to your country. I think people misunderstand me, you know.
Listen,
people misunderstand
FNM, give spiritual advice.
That has nothing to do with it, though. That has nothing to do with it.
I know, you're a good man. Read text and watch the time.
We have invited Mr. Monica to a birthday celebration in the office for 12 noon tomorrow. It's a surprise party. We don't say it.
Which office?
Oh, sorry.
Which office?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
You'll have to take a look at this text when I'm done. Forgive me. Give a shout out, Mr. Monica, to Ms. Winifred Taylor.
Winifred
She
Taylor.
is one of the women now.
You're one of the women them.
Good evening, gentlemen. Spiritual advisor, don't worry about the cloaking PLP women them. They would rather watch Rodney hang himself as long as they think he could save the PLP. They do not want you to keep him on the right track as long as they think you're defending the F&M. Ignore them. Ignore those women. All right, that's not nice. But you know, everybody's entitled there. I would not call anybody a devil.
Spiritual advisor, read swiftly.
Spiritual advisor, remember when you said to police, yes, it was a mistake. I apologize for that. Now they're being demoted. Listen to them. F&Ms are causing people to attack you. Spiritual advisor, stop covering them for these MPs. If God have a contract for you, you're going to get it.
That is true.
Don't bend down and say, why is everybody thinking?
Go ahead, spiritual advisor, read text.
But I need to defend myself,
The F&M, Lord, blind them from the spiritual advisor, and may they give him, the F&M, plenty.
There, sirs, I am so disheartened by all this talk about a march. Is this march to protest the lack of PLP action? The F&M has only been in government 3 months. Do you know the mess the PLP has left this country in? Also, Mr. Munker, why do you always insist on using this term Negro? Are you a racist?
No, I'm a Negro. I'm a Negro. Go ahead.
These young men must show some patience. The government has not been in power for 6 months. Give them some time to get their objectives aligned.
They've been on vacation for
sure
10 weeks.
The government
10 weeks. I don't talk no nonsense wrong here to cause me to lose my religion.
I am sure the government will subsidize UB education, but that will not come overnight. Y'all, please leave the spiritual advisor alone.
I agree with that.
Good evening, Mr. Munker and spiritual advisor. Wow, it is so sad to see the country hurt, and my people need so much help. Our national resources should be for us, not foreigners. Can someone just get this Bahamas in order, please? We need work now. How? Help us, SA. Well, we're coming to the end of the show, Mr. Munker, but play more text to read. I'll save this for
folks, I am watching Frankie Campbell. I got plenty information. I'll see you tomorrow. Part 2. Frankie, who is Peter John Galupris. I bet you don't know.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.